Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope that things are well in your world. Today we've got a draft that got a little splashy. There's definitely the tools in this format to do some splashing if that's the direction you want to go in and you've got a powerful enough card or cards to get involved. I think straight up 3-color might even be possible under the right circumstances. This was a fun one. We got some strong cards, we had some good games, and I'm still really enjoying Baldur's Gate as a draft format, so expect to see more coming your way. Stop by and check out the stream sometime. It's at twitch.tv/Semulin, and you could subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's probably a good idea. That would give you an alert when there's the newest videos available. All right, thank you so much. Y'all enjoy. All right, pack one, pick one. What if we hear Grim Hireling? Oh, I saw this yesterday. This is pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. I also liked Ambition's Cost. This was a pretty neat way to kind of like turn treasures into things, right? Turn treasures into damage, potentially. I think it could be quite good. I'm not entirely sure that it's better than the Prowler. And I honestly think Ambition's Cost may be really important in black decks, because I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to generate card advantage. But I guess that was really more black-white. This thing also seems kind of insane, right? Hey Brad, thank you for the resub. I think we'll try out the rare, but I could see even going for the Owlbear Shepherd here, or frankly just the Owlbear. Like, this thing just continues to impress. Let us spam some cats, or the emote of your choice, for Brad. If you'd like to spam the new Sim Rave. I don't see any reason why you couldn't. Ooh, Skillport Merchant, I kind of just wanted to nom right here. Because we could kind of get in a little treasure production shenanigans. This card's also just busted. And it does play nicely with the Hireling. So I think I could get behind that. Alright, Monsters Manual kind of sucks. Basilisk I like. Trap Finder I didn't particularly care for. I reckon this comes down to, do you want Charmed Sleep or Dragon's Fire, or the Basilisk? And I think I'd prefer the Dragon's Fire. That tends to play nicely with black, because there's like a treasure sub-theme. A lot of that kind of got ripped away with the addition of the Baldur's Gate cards, but it was a pretty heavy theme in red black in the original AFR, so some of that should still be present at common. Like this deck could probably use a Windfall, for example. But we're still just kind of feeling things out, right? Like the draft doesn't actually start until around pick 5. Never minded Red Dragon. The Lenorm was pretty good. Like this is kind of just like mostly a 6-mana 6/6 6-mana 4/4 flying haste, sort of, if you think about it. It's conceivable that we could ramp into it. I guess Dragon's Fire and a Red Dragon is a pretty decent start to something. I would like to get into green if we can. Like green's pretty good, but I don't think the Lenorm's the way in. Let's see, we'll sort of know what we're doing after this pick. You often do. Hey, what's up, Kenny? How you been? Sup? Mirror of Life Trapping. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it was cast, exile it, then return all other permanent cards.
Almost nice. Almost.
Exiled with Mirror of Life Trapping to the battlefield under their owner's control. Thank you very much for the resub. Y'all spam some cats for Kenny. Or some Sim Raves if you like. I don't know what the heck you're supposed to do with that. We could play the Barbarian. Play the Soldiers of the Watch. This pack kind of just leaves a lot to be desired. I guess I'll take you here something on a watch. It's like close to removal. How was your trip? Did you have a good time? Been relatively happy with this. The Pegasus Guardian. You can kind of use it as like a negate. So maybe white's opening up. I'm just not quite sure where we're going. Got bit by a tig. What's up, miss? Thieves' Tools is an interesting option too. And there is another Here's Something on a Watch. I'm not quite sure where we're going yet. My guess is the table doesn't like Charmed Sleep as much as I do, but it's a pretty good card. Yeah, all right, if I see that pick 7, I'm going to take it. I just would like a little bit of direction. I'm used to having that by now, but I don't have to. There's the Ambitions cost, which I mentioned, and it wheeled. I think is actually important for black decks in this format because it's really, really hard to get card advantage. And this black deck that we have started with the Skullport Merchant and the Ambitions cost is really a way to do that. So I'm going to take it here. I don't need that one. But I would feel comfortable playing black-white now, interestingly. We could also consider a Prism. Maybe Rosorius all along? Maybe. Yeah, I don't think either of these are must-plays. Whereas Prism opens up more options. I do quite like the Elemental. Not super sold with this. It's a very late Charmed Sleep. Huh. Got to be 5 feet away from some grizzly bears. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like the opposite of good. I don't want to be close to grizzly bears. I don't even know that they're playable these days. Okay, we're seeing some decent blue cards. I don't think either of those are particularly playable. Well, a lot of content creators have to feel like warm their homes with hot takes. The player draws X life and loses X cards, where X is the number of cards in their graveyard. I don't know, man. I feel like with the second Skullport Merchant, we just build a black base and go with that. Probably blue-black at this point, unless red really opens up. Which, interestingly, means I probably won't need the Ambitions cost, but, like, whatever. What do you do? Oh yeah, this was the you can change your mind. I remember that one. It's not bad. It lets you turn kind of like cheap spells into something potentially better, depending on what's in your deck. I'd feel relatively comfortable taking it and planning to splash it. There's also a Band Together, but I feel like with the 2 Charmed Sleeps and the Dragon's Fire, I may not need it. Yeah, I think white is not where we're going. We can eliminate that from the plan right now. Whenever enchanted creature you attack... Okay, I'm out. Ray of Frost is a good sideboard card. I think I'm a little more interested in Pilgrim's Eye, because it does look like we're going into Grixis things, and that this could be interesting, to say the least. Hey, what's up, Mecklem? How you been? Yeah, the stat line isn't terrible either. I misunderstood this card the first time I drafted it and thought that you got the spell you cast and another one, and that's not what it does. It's a blue dragon, which I like. Like, we could remove the Earth Cult Elemental and the Red Dragon and have a pretty reasonable deck. Or if we get another Prism or something, the mana could just be good enough to pull it off anyway. I don't do that often in draft, but I could sort of see it. The thing is, I don't know that either of these are really worth splashing, but I do like the Looter a good bit. Summon Undead is kind of interesting with the Looter. I'm a little short on 2-drops, but that's pretty easy to fix. I think I'm going to go with this 3-mana Looter and probably solidify myself in blue-black with a card advantage plan. Yeah, you say Possibility Storm the creature, but I don't know what Possibility Storm is, so that part doesn't really help me much. It may help some of chat. I assume it was a card that was terrible, so I never bothered to finish reading it. But a 2/7 for 6 that has that ability, kind of nice. Oh, it was in Theros too. Okay, I barely played Theros. I do like the Frost Giant a decent amount. I also like You Come to a River a decent amount. Yeah, I think I like You Come to a River here. I'm also not convinced that this deck is going to want Ambition's cost currently. That's kind of disrespectful. I do need more 2s. I guess I could play a Horde Robert. Do nothing enchantment? Okay. Now we can try a Horde Robert. I like Conjurers a good bit. I also feel like I like just having decent 2-drops. It's not really the one that I want. But I can probably work with the Conjurer. The deck is interested in getting to 6 mana. I've played Eye of the Beholder before. This thing's also remarkably okay. Yeah, probably take that. I think I'd be more interested in playing that. There's just combat damage, cry 1 and draw a card. It's so bad. The Weird's okay. I want to flesh out different areas of the deck. I guess we can play 2 Prisms with the Wild Mage too. Okay, so I kind of need like 1 more 2-drop and 1 more 6-drop. This could probably work for the 6-drop slot. Seems okay. It's also like just an ungodly, unbeatable bomb. And Nera sort of gives us the opportunity to go fish for it, which I like. I think we probably still play the Dragon's Fire. Although it's not looking great. Honestly, you could almost splash the Hear Something on a Watch, but... No, it's not fair at all. It's a very good card. Hello, Enlighten. Immolator ain't bad. She's not bad. I could splash a Minimus. Weaponry would be okay. Yeah, this pack leaves me kind of like, yeah, I guess we could take some of this stuff and it would be okay. But I'm not excited by any of it. And I'm almost there on playables. I'm actually going to take the Containment. I may very well splash that. Grim Bounty, I think we're just interested in playing. I also quite like Sewer Plague. I wonder if that's actually better than Grim Bounty, because I think I only want one of these two to be fair. Because this kind of kills everything, like, at instant speed, which is just better. I don't know that we're going to end up playing Hypnotic Pattern. She only works with dragons, right? Lindsay. And I don't think we're playing, like we're playing 1 dragon, 2 dragons, 3. I don't think I want to play Lindsay. Dragons and adventures. Yeah, and we have 1 adventure. I think I'm more interested in grabbing the gate to tumble down. These lands have just blown my mind every time I've included them. And that's a pretty easy one for us to get in here. Yeah, I'm doing the... Oh, man. I think the Prowler's actually slightly better than this gate. Because if this is the deck, I'm pretty bloody happy with it. It's a little more adventurous with the mana than I usually go, but it could work. We're currently looking to improve this Hypnotic pattern. But if we don't, it's okay. I often like to bring these in. A Band Together is incredibly late. But it's probably more general removal is bad shenanigans. I think I've got enough solid creatures that I would be interested in a Summon Undead. And that it's probably better than a Hypnotic pattern. Because, like, you can get back a Prowler and it's okay. Either of these two is obviously quite a big deal. Oh, there's also a Contact Other Plane. And yet another Prism. Like, at that point, I don't need the Pilgrim's Eye. I can just play all of these Prisms. That's basically my fixing for all of the colors. And if I'd like, we can play, like, a Band Together or a Minimus Containment. Because now I'm not even going to bother playing a Mountain. Mike could even go 16 lands with where we are currently. I don't think that'd be crazy. The Gray Salad could play relatively nicely with the Summon Undead. And I might at this point prefer it to the Conjurer. I'm not entirely sure yet. That might be interesting with the Prisms. Yeah, I think Conjurer's out. We're not racing to 6. I'm only playing 2 6-drops. They're good, but I don't feel compelled to just like turbo all the way there. Didn't mean to take out the good land. There it is. Because I don't see a reason to play a Mountain now with 3 of those Prisms. We can just go 8/8 on the other lands. And I can probably activate this off of the Prism, and it does actually cast 2 of the cards in the deck, which seems pretty reasonable to me. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. Playing on the Draft Hero account. So I figure there's no point letting the gems rot there. And it'll let the quest reset on the main account, just make it a little bit cheaper to draft. This looks pretty good to me. Fair enough, Kenny. I guess it would. Round 1, fight. Well, this hand has some advantages and some disadvantages, but I ain't sending it back. Sadly, I cannot tell everyone to grab a leg, which really, really disappoints me. Green-black is one of my favorite color combos in this set so far. It's pretty good. Achoo! Yeah, they got rid of the phrases, which I think overall is a good thing. The stickers seem a little better. I have one sticker on the Draft Hero account, which is the Crying Hedron. But we can still wish them a happy Grab-a-Leg Day in spirit. So you've got a combat trick, but I'm kind of okay with you using it here. Get me. We've been gotten. All right, let's get hiring. I think I'd like to just go ahead and get this in play. I realize it's kind of wasting the treasures, but I'd like more blockers right now. And the Coven should kind of take care of everything here in a minute. They've gotten a decent amount of damage with that shambling guys. Hello, Orcish. That should hopefully be the last of the damage they get in with it. Because we can begin the covening. Let's cackle. That should be pretty good against green-black. They tend to have a lot of graveyard shenanigans. Don't need to take extra damage anymore. Bye-bye. Can almost kill him here in a minute, too. Yeah, this Coven's pretty stupid. It is not a fair card. They don't appear to have any graveyard shenanigans going on, which is unusual for the color bearer. So if I jump 2 things, we get in for 6, 7, 8. Seems like we probably win. I don't think there's a Wrath, so I don't see a reason not to just go ahead and do this and have this game basically hopeless for them. Fair enough, Sayonara. I'm used to Infinity Owlbears on the other side. Yeah, this looks like, from what we've seen, a pretty tame green-black deck without a lot of synergy. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't have it, just that we haven't seen it yet. On the draw, I often quite like discard. Like, normally I'd want to use that because I expect that they're playing something large, and it just doesn't look like they are. So I don't think I need it here, and I think the deck already has enough card advantage that I don't need, like, Ambition's cost. One thing we could do is lower the cost a little bit, and take out a card that doesn't super matter, like You Come to a River, and play Hypnotic Pattern instead. Because I don't think I need You Come to a River to finish it, and they had a few creatures that this would basically just nerf forever. So I think I'm going to do that. Hey, good evening, Zombub. How are things in your world? It's a decent start. I'll take it. Hey, what's up, Possums? I really have been. I quite like it. It's my favorite set probably since AFR, but I also think I'm in the mood now where, like, if the draft set is good and I enjoy it, I'll draft. If it's not, I'll play another game until it rotates. This being a giant cockroach is kind of just fine. I don't need to actively mill myself. It's kind of interesting with Summon Undead, but that does it anyway. Nice, Zombub. I suppose you're certified Zombub now. I don't mind milling the cards. I guess for now I'll pop these, because the Summon Undead is kind of a big deal. Or at least could be. Sequencing. I'm bad and I feel bad, but we're not going to talk about it. It's amazing how ingrained a habit it is to attack first. Like, my brain just can't handle it. It's like, you obviously attack first. Nice. Double damage on the stack, yo. Doesn't really leave me wanting to reanimate any of this. But we can consider that next turn. What's up, Clune? How you be? Hi, Sambo. Okay. Well, that's not great. That makes my summon undead kind of worthless. We're going to need to kill her. And she's going to need to leave the board. I don't think I know what that is, but I'm happy for you. I'm glad they're exiling their stuff and not my stuff. Okay, so they just want to make another one of those, which is fine. I wish I could get him to tap out so we could do something with the summon undead. Well, that gives me the method I needed to get it off the board, so I think we'll be happy about that. I would have to charm sleep it and then attack, and essentially 2 for 1 myself to do it, but I think it's the right call. Nice. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of 2 for 1ing myself, but this just can't be on this board. Because otherwise Summon Undead just doesn't do anything. And I needed to do something. I guess I can still activate that if I want to, which is interesting. Well, heck yeah. They've gotten a lot of card advantage off of this druid. Can I just make it show the phases automatically? It would appear that I can. Well, that's not ideal for us now. I would have to naked fire off a summon undead, which is not something I'm super keen to do. Now, I might be happy enough to trade off the hireling and then fire off the summon undead and mill, because if it doesn't hit something good, I can at least get the hireling back. Because we do need to start getting this crap off the board. Or they don't want to attack, which is fine by me too. I like that plan. Holding one land because we do have the looter, so it would be handy to be able to rummage that away if necessary. But the parade of kind of just medium creatures continues. Don't mind holding on to the sewer plague. There's just nothing to really hit with it currently. Imagine if they'd gotten back the pseudo dragon familiar, how much damage they'd have done to us. Hey, I'm glad to hear it. Are you a Magic player? Seems like a good trade to me. Like we managed to trade up with the monk. It's a fun game. They were getting solid value over time. There's just really no reason to fire off any of these removal spells right now. I'll wait till we hit something we can win the game with. We got plenty of options. The main thing we'd be worried about is that card. I still feel like they should be attacking, but I'm fine with them being passive. This means we still get the trade. We can just charm sleep that thing. Not bad. That is apparently the big thing they have access to. But that's like the only thing in their deck so far that I've been really scared of. I guess Viconia too, but that's just because it interacted with one card I had in the deck. We could reasonably take this out. It's unfortunate. I did want to keep that up. I think we fire this off now and go for the mill. Three flyer seems good enough. I don't know about perfect, but good enough. It's something to potentially close the game out. Feels weird in a set that has so many perpetual effects that this didn't turn something into a zombie. But the Coven is here to take care of us. This thing's just busted and not fair. Like, it's truly an unfair Magic card. Righto. These still do their thing. So there's no point in holding lands anymore. Hiya! We can hold up the skill point merchant, so even if they're killing stuff, we're able to cash it in for cards. These things are so busted. This is a really good deck. Slowly. Gently. Boop. Kaboom! We got him. To battle! It's not a super solid opener, but we've got black mana to draw, or the 3 prisms, which are really good draws, as well as a blue 2-drop. So I think it's reasonable to keep. It's just, I mean, there's an inherent risk in a hand like this. That makes it a bit better, obviously. Here there be Dargans. Yar. Dude, that's awesome, John. I think while we're on the play here with this opener, we'll try to curve out and see if we can use the Plague and the Dragonfire to basically just chonk in for 6 damage. We're going to basically force them to have a removal spell, because if they don't, this will just get them. Because it's basically 3 turns. If I can connect 3 times with this, we can probably win. And the Plague is indicating that I probably can. But that's awesome, John. I'm happy for you. Like, if their plan here is to play the dragon, that's still a pretty good turn for us. I don't think this is a particularly aggressive deck, but we had a very aggressive draw. But that ain't great for them. It should be too much for them to handle, short of a breath weapon. And even breath weapon doesn't do it because that's a dragon. So they need breath weapon and... That is not breath weapon and... Nor is that. This card's really terrible. Don't play it. Or maybe it's great in best of one, I don't know, but it's pretty bad here. Alright, so that makes it look like we're this super aggressive beatdown deck, which we're not. But that's really funny to me. Going on the draw, I can usually be interested in clutches. It's worth noting that they had a couple of cards that just sort of get really nerfed by this hypnotic pattern. So I think, again, I'd rather have that than You Come to a River. And I could sort of see going with the Demogorgon's clutches, but that's like kind of trying to fight on a weird axis. I don't want to get too into it, but if they have a few more Pseudo-Dragons familiars, it's almost even worth including the Pilgrim's Eye. I just don't really have anything I want to take out for it. Well, I don't really want to play the Horde Robber. So I could do that. There's some, like, temptation to include a mountain if I'm doing that, but I just don't need it. The Prism's got me covered. We've got 4 sources without it. I think I like this. I don't think I need more card advantage. I don't think I can really use the band together. If we needed more removal, we could play the Minimus Containment, but I don't really think we do. Let's run it back. That looks great. Even got a Skillport Merchant. Hiya! Yeah, I mentioned this earlier, Next. It's good to see you. But the reason I'm doing this is, like, I had some gems left over on the Draft Hero account, and I was like, it kind of makes sense to, like, play this account once a week. I think. And let those gems build up. So I never really intended to be a dual account person, but kind of here now, so we'll do it. It has to be another creature that's unfortunate. Kind of just running over this poor opponent. I feel bad for them. Well, I mean, a little bit. I also just like winning. Get plagued. Go get him. Just gonna bounce it? Sure. I got more where that came from. I need to replay it so we have we're threatening lethal next turn. Easy peasy. All right, I'm hungry and I hear my baby giggling. So we're going to take a little break and I'll be right back with you. Let's see if we can get us a 3-0. That would be mighty fine. First time we've seen Neria, but this hand looks okay. It could obviously use a prism, but fortunately there's a prism in the deck. Several, in fact. I was going to say whatever they play first, we can Charm Sleep, but that would appear to not be the case. I probably want to go ahead and bop this, because if I don't, it's just going to blow up the Charm Sleep later. And then, like, I never have to worry about it. Can't even be reanimated. Not a huge fan of firing off my Charm Sleep here. But if I don't, I'm just committing to taking 8 damage off of it, and that's not acceptable. Like, ideally, I'd have a 2-drop to trade with it, but I don't. It sucks, because blue-green is going to have bigger stuff, but... we're just really struggling. Because a prism would be pretty good here. I don't have an untapped red source, so we're not going to be able to cast the 2/7. My mana betrays me. I do overall like the synergy between the Wild Mage and the Prisms, because the first Prism lets you cast her, and then you can kind of cycle the other ones into better spells, but we're just getting a bit flooded here. I don't like doing this, but I feel like I don't have an option. We're going to have to take a random Summon Undead, and if that doesn't hit something, we're just wrecked. Gonna have to prevent some damage. Sucks. Nope. We're not preventing any damage, we're just dying. Alright, let's try that again. But try not to hit so many bloody lands. I don't think I want the hypnotic pattern here. With him playing Arcane Archery, I am pretty interested in the bounce spell. I don't think I want the Pilgrim's Eye. I don't think I want Band Together. Oh yeah, the Hourglass Coven is just busted. It's not a fair Magic card. This is the second time I've gotten to play with it, and it is seriously impressed both times. Like, it's just a solid card. I think we've actually got the configuration we want against them, especially going on the play. I may try to work in the discard when we go on the draw. Now I get all the prisms, but it works for me. I think we lead Horde Robert. Because that has the highest upside. And there's not much that could block Robert that wouldn't block this, although that is exactly the one thing. So we could Plague it. And start treasure generation. I think I want to do that. Like, these looters are actually really good. And there's an extra incentive for us to do it, considering we've got the skill port merchant in hand, but... that's actually swapped over, but Altar Slaves is who you're thinking of. I don't think we're currently working with them anymore. They've disappeared from my panel list, but that doesn't mean they're a bad company. They're great. Still tell them you heard about it through Degenerate Gaming. So obviously the 2-drop's really good at blocking that. I'm kind of like marginally interested in playing a Prism and seeing if I can hit another land drop. I think I'm going to do that because even if I don't, I can just play the dang thing. And it would be pretty great to hit. But if I don't, that's okay. Robert did his job. Main thing is to make sure we don't just take infinite damage from a 4-2. Alright, we can handle that. We can handle that next turn. I can attack and basically get the treasure token now. But I'm trading 2 for 4, which doesn't strike me as a great idea. I think the land is nice. This lets you get a dragon, right? Yeah. Oh, good grief, that thing's insane. Alright, so we can use this to stop whatever dragon they get. We're obviously going to need something to counter that Owl Bear Shepherd, and I don't think this is going to do it. It's not insane to attack with the Githrazi, because if they block, they won't have Herpaderps. So I think I'm okay attacking with it. Like, I'm kind of throwing it away, but I don't know that it's going to get much better than this is my concern. We could have potentially sacked it to draw a card there, which I certainly should have done. But then I could have done this. This triggers at end step. Okay. So this does give me a large blocker. And then I can cash this in for something better. I could also Charm Sleep this turn, but I think I like the big blocker and the Death Toucher. Because I don't really want to be firing off You Come to a River right now. That doesn't strike me as particularly useful. Kind of what this was for. They do put our life total lower than I would care for, but... Bloody Owlbear. It's always the Owlbear, isn't it? Let's see what was inside this. I think I'll just take the 4-1. Alright, let's get this Owlbear tapped down at least. They're just sitting over here drawing infinite cards off of this thing, though. It does, Silo, it does. The first time I read her, I did not anticipate that being the case. They've obviously got another combat trick, but I don't know that there's a whole lot I can do about it. Alright, this doesn't technically kill me, but it puts me real close. If they got another pump spell, they got me. Okay. Good grief. Was that 3 of them? I have not encountered anybody playing that many Arcane Archeries. Yeah, it's a good combat trick. But that's the first time I bumped into 3. That said, we had some pretty rough draws towards the end there. But I think overall that was a pretty good draft. I'm happy to walk away with that from a 2-1. I don't quite get all of our gems back. But if we got some of our quests done, that should still mean we can keep drafting on this account. Yeah, we're close. We're close. Alright, I'll take it. And a very big thank you to my patrons. Thank you Punk, Joe, Jesse, Jacob, Scott, Fasty, Rich, Brandon, Jazzy, Craig, and Geis. I appreciate y'all.